Hello everyone, I'm here to do a collective reading. So if you are here, this might be for you. However, if it does not fit, do not force it. Take only what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, okay, okay. All right, let's get into it. All right, I think we're hopping into the Fountain Tarot again today. I love the Fountain Tarot. What do we got, Spirit? What do we have for the collective at this time? We have the Eight of Cups, Ten of... We're picking right back up on the energy that was present yesterday. Okay. There's something about mindset here. There's something about... Oh, gosh. There's something about feeling trapped within something. Feeling as though you... Or like, re-trapped. It's like something keeps, like, circling in your mind. There's, like, there's a loop of some sort, okay? There's a lot of anxiety here. There's like a restlessness coming from a desire to move forward, or knowing there's a need to move forward but not moving forward. Okay. There's some sort of burden that's like weighing heavy on the chest. There's a lot of sword energy here, a lot of air energy, okay? A lot of mental stuff going on. Someone seems to be trapped within their own mental confinement, okay? Either you have walked away from something, or you're being guided to walk away from something that no longer serves you, that is unhealthy. It's like there's some sort of like betrayal that happened, or some sort of painful ending, or there's a painful ending that is happening or about to happen, or something like that here. It's like there's a denial of some sort of element of the self, or denying something that an element of the self desires, or something like that, okay? With the Eight of Cups, there's some sort of, and the Eight of Swords, there's some sort of mindset that you've taken upon that's not helpful for you, okay? It's something that is keeping you feeling like shame, like shameful and guilty about like your direction forward, or about leaving something behind. Like you feel as though you have to think about something. Like it's as though you feel you're obligated to think about something, or you're obligated to, yeah, like your mind, it's almost like it's like a habitual, like, thinking pattern or something like that, to a situation that does not give back to you, okay? This is something, whenever you think about it, it drains your energy, it knocks you out of your stability, I'm getting the clinging energy. It's like, I don't know, either it's clinging, this situation or this energy is clinging to you, or you're clinging to it. There's a clinging, though, onto something that's not healthy. It's a self-limiting belief. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like, you know, it's a woe is me. Yeah, the devil card. Okay, there's some sort of unhealthy to connection to whatever this is, okay? Your pride, there's something like this situation taps on your pride, or taps into your pride, or your view of yourself, your self-worth here. Okay, with a Ten of Swords. And in this deck, the Ten of Swords is a little bit different than the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Okay, it's seen in this deck as a final release, as an ending, okay? A surrender, and a forgiveness of the self. So you're struggling here with forgiving yourself for something, it feels like, okay? You haven't liberated yourself from something addictive from the past, or something that was unhealthy, toxic of the past, okay? Can I get a clarifier for what this Devil card is here, please, Spirit? What is this Devil card? Yeah, there's a lot of mental overwhelm here. This was something, with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, this was some sort of habit, or, this is either, okay, this was either a habit of behavior, like a behavioral pattern, or this was some sort of substance usage, okay? Could be alcohol, since we have this Four of Cups here. But it doesn't have to be, okay? I am picking up a substance. It's not going to be for every single one of you, but for someone there is some sort of addiction here that keeps you trapped, that keeps you, it's like you're victimized by this, yeah, there's an addiction, you're victimized by it, it's something that needs to be released, and it's like you're struggling to release it, you feel an obligation to it, it's like, yeah, that's the addiction part, you feel binded to whatever this, either a substance or behavior is, and it's truly unhealthy for you. It puts you in an apathetic state, and it affects your self-esteem, your vision of yourself with the Page of Swords. Yep. Okay. You need to nurture yourself. You need to care for yourself in some new kind of way. There's an awareness of what this is. Like, this is a person here that knows that something is not healthy for them, but is continuing to indulge in it and then beat themselves up about it right after. Like, yeah. Oh, okay. So there could be something going on within a relationship, or doesn't have to be romantic either. This could be platonic, business, familial, or romantic, okay? But there's some sort of connection that could be triggering some sort of childhood wounding here, and this is causing you to either this so you're either addicted to a certain like trauma response, or you're addicted to some sort of substance that allows you to escape from some sort of trauma responses, okay, or traumatic situations, or any of those uncomfortable feelings of the past, okay, with the Eight of Wands and the Six of Cups here. Or there's someone that there's someone that you're being advised to not speak to from the past here. This is a specific message for somebody here, okay? You're being advised to not speak to someone from the past. You could get a message from this person, but it would be foolish. It's like someone, and if this is a person, okay, if this message is for you, it's like you keep running back to the same person, even though they're hurting you, okay? You keep running back to the same person, even though there's like potential ahead of you, and there's like light ahead of you, and you keep like rushing back into this, even though it's toxic for you. It makes you feel a little empty. It makes you feel a little numb. It makes you feel constrained. It makes you feel maybe shameful or guilty, lacking in self-worth. Okay. And then this is a specific message for somebody that keeps running back to something that they know is not good for them, okay? Be it a person or a substance. It's one or the other. Either it's a substance that, relieves like traumatic responses or triggers, or it's a person, okay? Now back to the collective message. It's as though something is coming up that's triggering you, and you're being guided to release a certain mindset, a certain like habitual or programmed pattern of response to some sort of situation, okay? You just need to look outside of the box with this Eight of Swords here, Two of Swords, okay? And not deny yourself growth, room to change and transform, okay? With this Wheel of Fortune here, changes are happening. It could be very fast-paced for you. A connection possibly for some of you could have come in, or is coming in at this time, or about to come in, okay? You're all on different timelines. But this connection is something that you feel it's very homely, it's very comfortable, it feels very safer, it feels like it takes you back to your childhood, or, like you feel so comfortable around this person, or so enlightened by this person, like spirit's lightened, that it brings up old trauma from when you were a child, okay? There's some sort of traumatic response that's happening here. Tied to a victim mindset, or, whether you were truly a victim in the past or not, this victim mindset is causing you to, feel trapped in an old way of connecting with the self at the core, okay? Wheel of Fortune. Clarifier for the Eight of Swords, please. Clarifier for the Eight of Swords. You wanted to come out. The Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the Two of Swords. Okay, so yeah, there's like this wrong or right. You don't want to come across as, the Strength card in the reverse, you don't want to come off as weak. You don't want to come off as mean. You don't want to come off as, like you don't have your priorities straight, or that you don't love yourself, or that you don't want to make a decision that causes, a misaligned view of who you are here, okay? You don't want to make a wrong decision. There's like a wrong right here kind of thing going on that's keeping you trapped. Instead of opening, yeah, there's a need to open the mind and see from a different perspective, take on a new way of processing your own sense of self. Really, it's like there's a blockage to your sense of self. The moon reversed, the Ten of Cups reversed. There's a fear here. There's a fear of lacking in harmony. You're moving very slow, very cautiously with something, okay? Because there's a sense of anxiety because you are struggling with releasing or like pulling yourself away from some sort of addiction or programmed behavior, okay? Something that may have been, there's like this playing small feeling, this indoctrination from the childhood of having to play small or having to hide your emotions or feeling as though you have to set up mental walls, barriers. It's like it's literally boxing yourself in. You're making yourself smaller whenever connection comes in the picture, okay? This doesn't have to be romantic, platonic, familial, business, whatever it might be, but you have a fear of losing happiness. You have a fear of losing harmony. Okay, so it's like you stay trapped in your head, like this desire to prepare or, deny yourself some sort of happiness because you're afraid of losing said happiness. Okay, that's actually really heavy energy. That's a really heavy energy. Sorry I sound so nasally. I do have a cold. This changing weather we've been having where I'm at. Okay. Yeah. There's like this conflict within yourself. There's this, there's lack of trust in the own intuition. I don't know, whenever you were a child, it's as though maybe there was someone that someone affected your ability to take care of yourself or your belief that you could take care of yourself here. Okay. You could have a strained relationship with your parents or siblings, I'm hearing. There's something about fear of conflict in the domestic area, okay? Whether that is familial or romantic. Okay, maybe it was conflict in the home life, in the domestic area that caused this behavior, that caused this closing in. Like, it's a shutting down. It's a shutting down and going inside the mind, okay? Where you have to that's what I'm getting from these four cards together. Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, Two of Swords, Eight of Cups. It's very much like something happening, being triggered, feeling like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose this. I'm going to, this is going to be destroyed. And then you just close in and you internalize everything and you destroy yourself internally over what might be happening externally. And in that, you're victimizing yourself. Everything always, with this energy, it's like everything always ends, everything always leaves, everyone always, I'm always betrayed, I'm always, I'm always let down, I'm always disappointed, this numbness, okay, this apathy, I'm always left with nothing kind of feeling, okay? You're being very cautious. That trepidation I was picking up on yesterday because of, this fear of losing out on something. It's a trigger that's coming from the childhood, and it's tied to your self-worth. It's tied to your belief in yourself and ability to create stability for yourself or take care of yourself in whatever way that might be, okay? So there's some sort of trigger surrounding your self-worth or your self-esteem that is coming up at this time for you to take a look at so you can get a new perspective on whatever this might be, okay? With the Fountain card, there's some sort of intrinsic healing that is desiring to take place, but you have to let go of whatever this wound is because there is a clinging to this wound, and there's a need to release this wound so that you may move forward without this trepidation, this vacillation between, birth for confirmation, feeling of confusion or uncertainty. It's like you know what's right, what's wrong, but you're addicted to going back to something, okay? Going back to a certain mindset or a certain behavior, or for some of you, a certain substance or a certain person for some of you, okay? You keep going back to that. Maybe it's even a way of communicating with the Eight of Wands, a certain way of communicating that you learned in childhood through this wounding of, like, you know, having to play small and close yourself inwards, okay? Yeah, wow. Wow. Okay. What was I about to read on? Wow. Okay, there's definitely some inner child healing. There's some child healing, child wounding to work on at this time, to heal, to move through, to allow yourself to feel these really heavy emotions and choose to change the way you react to these heavy and intense feelings of victimization, or of having to, like, it's this feeling of like, I need to sabotage. I need to go inwards. I need to shut down. It's like, I need to sabotage, but you're sabotaging yourself by going, I need to shut down. I need to close up. I need to, I need to shrink in size. Okay, it causes you to not be able to verbalize your own emotions. It causes you to see things in a very lacking perspective, okay? This is there's an outdated way of thinking, okay? It says it here, to an end to an outdated way of being or thinking with the Ten of Swords. There's an ending that is taking place or is wanting to take place, and this is not outside of you. This is within you. And for some of you, actually, it could be outside of you, ending with a substance or ending with a person. But at the core, for every single one of you, there is an ending that is desiring to be, completed when it comes to a certain behavior or a certain mindset, a certain way of thinking. It's like at one point, maybe it protected you from the outside world, but at this point, it's like you're sabotaging yourself by closing yourself off like this, okay? I'm hearing you're too grown for this. Okay, you're too old to be reacting in this way. And there's an awareness. It's just that it's like you feel trapped by whatever this this trauma response is, or this coping mechanism. You feel trapped by it because you've relied on it for so long, and you relied on it as a child. Okay, Jesus. But your inner self, your inner child is asking of you to forgive it. It's like you're mad at your inner child for something here. Or whenever you get this trauma trigger, you get mad at yourself. Like, you, as a child, you internalized all of your anger here. And it's like that's a pattern that keeps cropping up here in your right now. Like, okay. And Mars in retrograde could have something to do with this as well. So there's an inner child, a part of your inner child that is really desiring some healing, for you to let yourself out of your own cage, okay? The Fountain card is all about letting it be. It's the extra card in this deck. The Fountain card is all about letting things be and seeing yourself as you really are. Like, this is self-realization energy that you are moving into. You have to stop. It's like you're manipulating yourself. You're playing on your self-worth, okay, because of a wounding. And there's an awareness. There's like, it kind of eludes you with the Eight of Swords, the Two of Swords, this pairing here. It kind of eludes you a little bit, but only because you're so much in your head and overanalyzing and like thinking about things instead of feeling things, and allowing yourself to like move through a certain like a certain aspect of the self, or a certain a certain wounding. There's a need to sit with the self. The Star card, yeah, healing, okay? And we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. This could be a father wound for some of you, or a masculine wound. Okay, it doesn't have to be, but it could be. There's a wounding around stability and security, okay? There's a root chakra wounding. So the root chakra would be very beneficial to work on at this time, okay? Grounding to the earth if you're in a place where it's not frozen, like where I'm at. Okay, connecting with your inner child, reconnecting with what lights you up and what brings you joy, and allowing yourself this connection, because your fear here is this, it's like a fear of happiness, it's a fear of contentment, it's a fear of success, because as a child maybe, or maybe even as an adult, okay, whatever it might be for you, it was like every time you got happy or you felt like you accomplished something or you felt like you had a great connection or something like that, it was like it was ripped away from you, it was taken from you, or it was, you were shamed or guilted for it, and this caused you to feel a little weak within yourself. This caused a wounding, a trauma response, a coping mechanism that is very not beneficial for you at this time. Okay, it's something that, and you're aware. It's like this comes up, and you notice, you recognize that this is from your past. You recognize that it is either from long ago or like your childhood, whether you were an adult or a child. Okay, you recognize it. But it's like you cling to it because it's so familiar, and at one point it kept you safe. But you are in this phase where you're like changing, or you're being guided to, your inner child is desiring to create changes when it comes to your perspective and how you handle situations, when it comes to the idea, the concept of happiness, of comfortability, of contentment, of connection and harmony with another, okay? With others in general, but specifically for whoever this is like specifically around one-on-one connections, whether platonic, familial, business, romantic, okay? It's a focus on that one-on-one, this one-on-one energy. It's a vulnerability. It's spending time with another. It's building connection with another. It's like, I don't know, maybe there was no one like close as a child or in your young adulthood where you felt like you were almost isolated or like no one could understand you. It's like, I don't know, maybe you're being seen. And there's something quick moving about like your inner child being seen or comforted, and this is like new for your inner child. Maybe you've always taken care of your inner child, or you always took care of yourself as a child, and then something or someone comes along to make you feel seen, heard, and appreciated or understood, and this is triggering to the inner child that wasn't seen, understood, or appreciated. Okay, and this is what is desiring healing. The Star card it's a card of hope, it's a card of healing, it's a card of inspiration. It's a card of being the authentic, true self and being like bare in vulnerability. And because this woman is naked here, it's bare in vulnerability and allowing it to take over and show yourself and not be afraid. It's fearlessness, okay? It's fearless. It's having fearlessness around success and self-expression and authenticity, okay? It's shining your light. And knowing that it's going to be okay shining your light. It's going to be okay being seen, being heard, okay, being understood. A time of healing and hope, okay? And for some of you, for whoever the person was, that if this was like a reconnecting with, or like going back to the same person over and over again, okay, it's like this reconciliation, meeting up with someone or having a conversation with someone or going back to someone is causing this wound to come up, okay? Yeah. No, I'm not going to get into that. Okay, you're entering a stage of calm. Now, this card came up importantly yesterday, too. You are entering a stage of calm, so use it wisely to identify and commit to what's important, okay? You have this direction inside of you to know what's right, is by following love, is by choosing love, is by choosing to follow that which makes the inner child feel safe. But there's a part of you that fights against that because you fear losing that, okay? It's an abandonment wound here that needs to be, tended to. Be tender with yourself, be easy with yourself, okay? Being hard on yourself is just going to continue this cycle. Because that's what the wounding is. The wounding is, it's internalizing pain. It's internalizing shame and guilt. And being like with a 10 of Swords here as well, and the 8 of Cups, it's like being a scapegoat and taking on the burden, the pain of others. Okay, you're not in this anymore. And your inner child is desiring for you to choose love, loving yourself especially. Okay, there's like putting the self to the side for these wounds, and you need to stop doing that. Okay, because it's affecting your communication, or it's affecting your boundaries. It's affecting the way that you connect with another person or other people. All right, yeah. Oh yeah. Ganesha, clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance. Okay, number 31. And we also have the card number 2, Moonlight Goddess, repressed emotions, healing, and reflection. Okay, I'll read these out of the book for you. We'll go with number 2 first. Okay, you could be seeing 222 recently, or 1331 for someone, a mirroring number, or mirroring numbers in general. Okay, but this card heralds a period of inner and outer harmony. Okay, we have that 10 of Cups. In the coming months, you will feel an increased sense of self-confidence, which will result in greater productivity. Okay, so you're being assured that you are going to move out of this situation. You are being helped by spirit to clear away whatever this addiction to a substance, a person, a habit, okay, a mindset. You are being helped by spirit at this time to remove this obstacle, to move this out of your way, to provide you with an inner strength here through reflection, through release of these old emotions, of these old coping mechanisms, okay? It's as if you have learned to harness the primal forces of nature and are able to channel this energy in a powerful and meaningful way to achieve your goals. Okay, your guiding stars are in harmonious alignment. You are being, it's like there is something I feel going on within your natal chart or your astrological chart. There's some sort of transit that's going on here that's helping you move through this. You're being helped by spirit and you are being astrologically helped. Okay, like this is a phase, like this is the time of your life to heal this wound. Okay, and you're being guided through it. You're being reassured here by spirit that you will heal this, that you will make it through this. It just feels heavy right now. It feels hard. You just have to face it. You just have to continue to face it and work through it and move through it. And it will, in time, move out of your system, okay? It is safe to acknowledge your feelings. It is all right to cry. Just surrender and let it all go. I really feel like you guys were really trapped inside of yourselves. Like you internalized everything as a child, so as in to not get hurt or to not be betrayed or let down or something like that, okay? You learned to go within and really just internalize all of that pain. So right now you're being asked to acknowledge all those feelings and feel them and let them out and cry and scream and whatever you need to do, okay? This is going to really allow you to step into this beautiful energy of one-on-one connection, of choosing love, of it's like this divine link almost. It's being able to like really get someone and someone really get you. It's a union of two hearts here, whether romantic, platonic, familial, okay? It's a union of two hearts in understanding and appreciation for the other human being, okay? It's a very beautiful, empowering energy that allows you to grow energetically and shine your light, okay? You just need to feel all of this stuff, okay? And move this obstacle out of the way. You're not being rushed. Okay, take your time to heal this, to feel this. But just do the work, okay? You understand that this is something that's a just traumatic trigger, a coping mechanism. Now just, do your work there. Be kind and easy, forgiving with yourself, okay? In the coming month, you will reflect on the past. You will give thanks and let go of old hurts and disappointments. Only the loving memories you will keep inside your heart, okay? So you're being asked to release all the heaviness and that which doesn't serve you so that you can focus on the positivity, all right? But there's a need to release the heaviness and to stop clinging to some sort of coping mechanism that no longer serves you. It's something that, you taught yourself. It was self-taught, unconsciously, subconsciously, as a child in order to protect your heart, in order to show yourself love or to feel like you were safe and secure, okay? Yeah, again, I'm going to reference a father wound because for some of you, that's what it could be. You didn't feel safe. You didn't feel protected. You didn't feel held, appreciated, understood. And that could just be a masculine wound as well, because that doesn't have to just be coming from the father figure. But you didn't feel like you were, like things were reciprocated within your relationships as a child or as a young adult. And this affected you in this way of internalizing shame and guilt and pain. Okay, and Ganesha is helping you to move through this. It is the time of your life to heal this wound, okay? So this is why you're not being urged, you're not being rushed. There's a softness here. There's a hug, like you're getting a hug from spirit. You're getting a hug from Mother Nature, okay? This is an omen of good fortune. Whatever has thwarted your progress or prevented you from moving forward will soon be resolved. An obstacle is cleared. You are free to move on. You're just being reassured again that you are going to move through this. Okay, the blockages you have faced were in fact a blessing in disguise, an act of divine intervention. All right, the ways in which you coped before were a protection because it was protecting you from any connections that weren't equal, where you weren't seen, heard, understood, and appreciated. Okay. And now this coping mechanism is being resolved. It's being removed and released so that you may connect one-on-one with another person here. Again, romantic, platonic, familial, business, whatever that might be. I'm going to finish off with one or two fortunes here. Appearance can be deceiving. Remember, endurance makes gold. Okay, so what I'm picking up from that is that there's something that, again, there's a connection that is triggering some inner child wounds, and it's like your brain is overcompensating or over-exaggerating issues. Okay, remember, endurance makes gold. You're being guided to move through this uncomfortability, this trigger, so that you may come out on the other side. Okay, and here with gold, with something very beautiful, with something very powerful, or something of value. Okay, 3113 on the timer. Okay, expand your horizons. Yeah, you're being guided to look outside. You can't read that. To look outside of your own box and stop internalizing all of your shame and pain. Let it out, let it out, let it out. However much you need to cry, you're being guided to do so. One last one. Men are apt to settle a question rightly when it is discussed freely. Again, with something about the communication, about the way that you communicate. The more that you sit with your emotions and allow yourself to heal and release old woundings, the more it's going to change the way that you approach communication with others, especially one-on-one communication, vulnerability, all right? When you're faced with vulnerable communication, you're going to be able to handle it a lot more smoothly, a lot more efficiently if you allow yourself to heal whatever wounds and coping mechanisms, trauma responses, and triggers that are cropping up for you at this time. All right, it's perfect timing for you to heal this wound. So allow yourself to heal this wound by allowing yourself to express and be vulnerable and let it out, whether by yourself, to a therapist, to another person, whoever this is that you're connecting with that's bringing up these kinds of emotions, or even if it's just connecting and reconnecting with the inner self and the inner child. Allow this connection of whatever sort to bring up these emotions for release, okay? Trust in yourself. Trust in whatever this is, and allow yourself to have connection. This abandonment wound that's scaring you, okay? People come and go, things come and go. We don't need to cling, though. We learn our greatest lessons and have our greatest connections through allowing and accepting things to come and go. It's a natural thing. You don't want to force things. You don't want to cling to things. You don't want to grasp things, tightly, because this doesn't allow a natural energy to flow through it. And the more that you allow things to be natural, the more you will attract that which is meant to last the rest of your life. So you won't have that fear of abandonment because you're attracting in that which is meant to stay, because you're allowing connection to come and go. Okay. You're allowing, you're not holding anything down or trapping anything or yourself, because you're allowing it to be what it is. And that's a very powerful energy. That's a lesson that you're learning right now. It's just letting things be what they are. I'm getting the two I'm getting the Two of Cups from the Osho Zen in my mind right now, so I'm going to read that from the book. Beautiful. Friendliness. The branches of these two flowering trees are intertwined. Oh, I mean, you can't see the... I'm going to find it for you. 1 second. Okay, this is the card that I was seeing in my mind here. All right. The branches of these two flowering trees are intertwined, and their fallen petals blend together on the ground in their beautiful colors. It is as if heaven and earth are bridged by love, but they stand individually, each rooted in the soil in their own connection with the earth. In this way, they represent the essence of true friends, mature, easy with each other, natural. There is no urgency about their connection, no neediness, no desire to change the other into something else. Okay, accepting, allowing connection to be what it is and not clinging to it, not holding to it. Okay, definitely a soulmate connection that you're experiencing, whether this is romantic, platonic, business, or familial. It is a soul connection. There is soul lessons to be learned here, and it is lessons surrounding love. Okay, this card indicates a readiness to enter this quality of friendliness. In the passage, you may notice that you are no longer interested in all kinds of dramas and romances that other people are engaged in. It is not a loss. It is the birth of a higher, more loving quality born of the fullness of experience. It is the birth of a love that is truly unconditional, without expectations or demands. It's like you're opening up to connection of unattachment, but as one. Okay, it's like you're learning lesson of true connection and true love through, romantic, platonic, familial, or business. It's allowing each person to be what they are and combining your efforts, combining your energies, combining to create new colors, new experiences, new lessons, new perspectives, okay? Allowing each person to intertwine and intermingle, okay? It's releasing barriers to connection. There's, like I said in near the beginning of the reading, it's like you're putting up walls in your mind, like you can't get here, you can't think about this, and they can't reach this part of your mental I just saw the Six of Pentacles. They can't reach this mental part of me. They can't reach these depths or something like that, or this understanding of me. It's removing those walls. It's like you're dismantling them. You are deconstructing some sort of wall that has been put up, okay? And it's making you feel very vulnerable, and you are being pushed into this very lightly, very gently. It's like your angels have your back, and they're like, you're digging your heels a little bit, but they're pushing you. And so you're like moving forward a little bit. You're like shuffling forward. There's that trepidation from yesterday's reading, okay? The anxiety, excuse me, but for confirmation, yesterday's reading will most likely be resonatory for all of you. They're very linked. They're definitely running together here. But this anxiety that's in you right now is because of your wounding, okay? So yeah, you're being very held in this space of, through this phase of healing, you're being held in self-forgiveness, you're being held in understanding, okay, by this other person as well, possibly for some of you, not just the universe. There is space being held for you or another person or both people to heal. Okay, with this orange, there is space being held between you, and it's allowing you to create something new, and allowing yourself to release old wounding. So it's a very beautiful, beautiful energy surrounding connection and reconnecting to the inner child and the inner self. New vision and awareness, yeah. Okay, the Hanged Man, allowing yourself to release that which no longer serves you and stepping into a brand new sense of self, vision of self, approach to connection, an approach, a viewpoint, perspective of connection and yourself, really. Okay, it's a very beautiful and transformational energy. It's allowing yourself to pull all the pieces together and create something from it. with another person. Very beautiful energy here. So thank you to whoever watched this long. Thank you for sharing your energy. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for allowing me to tap into your energy. I hope that this found everyone that it was meant for, and I hope it found you in a very receptive state. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye-bye.